Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very, very, very special video. This is basically what I do to get into to basically force myself into flow state. Whenever I play this goddamn game that I am so fucking addicted to. Let's get into it, shall we? So you're going to start by going to the change your opponent. And we're just going to pick any character in the game. Does not matter at the beginning. I'm going to pick someone at random. Let's do Armusha. Then you're going to go to opponent settings and you're going to turn off move cooldown. Then you're going to go down till you find light attack and you're going to press that on. And now you're going to deflect 10 light attacks in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. This is my first moment on. Bear with me, boys. 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Alright. So, if you can't hit a high score, go ahead. We did 16 right there. We were going for 10. And that really is going to help you get into the flow state. Basically, kind of getting yourself into a trance. Now, just because characters have different animations and stuff, we're just going to swap characters. So swap to any other character in the game, literally does not matter. And you're going to go lights one more time here. Fuck. And you're going to light parry now. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck. 1, 2. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now we are going to deflect and light parry. Deflect, light parry. Deflect, deflect, light parry. Deflect, light parry. Now we're going to light parry deflect. The general idea is for you to have the ability to do these things on command and be able to make decisive choices and switch between different things. If you play someone that doesn't have a deflect, it doesn't mean that you can't train your reactions, right? But now you basically just want to kind of flow state between both of them and be playing around like that. Damn, I went for the parry there. And once this becomes something that just feels good, and you feel like you can basically go through it, then we got somewhere, ladies and gents. Now, you might realize your controls aren't that great. I've decided to not change any of my controls for For Honor, so I just remain to have the same sort of controls that I have. Ugh. Oh no. Anyway, so this is really, really good training, and again, I'm literally picking everybody at random, but the training's gonna continue here. Alright. Next up, we're gonna go to Medjai, and we're gonna set him on, Thousand Suns, not Axis mode, light to heavy. And we're gonna deflect both. That is gonna help get you guys locked the fuck in. Oh man, that is gonna help you guys get locked in. Then we're gonna throw it on Axis mode. Oh no. Come on. I'm pretty sure that's why I don't do Axis mode. Anyway, yeah. Then we'll have it on deflect and parry on this mode. So you're gonna deflect then parry. Okay, so deflect, parry. If you whiff, then that's okay. Oops. And then we're gonna do parry then deflect. Deflect again. Oh. So we'll deflect the light. Then there. Damn it. Anyway, play around with that. Have fun with that. I don't want to spend too much time fucking with you guys with all that. But yes, so we want to get used to that. Now this is going to get you guys pretty locked, but now we have to do some other shit. By other shit, we mean we have to deal with reacting to stuff. So we are going to be going to Shugoki, and we're going to be throwing him on weird heavy timings. If you have a friend, this can be easier. But your goal is to just normally parry these. That's your goal here. Nice. Just normally parry them. Damn. And he's going to be throwing variable timed heavies at you. And your goal is to parry all of them. You can set a number if you want that you want to get in a row. Damn. Damn. Now we're going to do the triple defense. And so this is where you're going to block some attacks, you're going to parry some attacks, and you're going to deflect some attacks. Okay? And so this is about decision making here. And now just block. This is getting you used to not having to parry, but still being where you need to be. A lot of us tend to get so fixated on parrying that we just completely forget all about that we can just block these attacks as well, and then they have no value. And if you get into the blocking mentality a lot as well, whenever those random unblockables come, they're going to be really easy to react to. And you're going to notice if you go out of your parry mindset and you kind of hit this other mindset, hitting other attacks like deflex and stuff are way, way easier. And so that's what we're going to do is Shigoki. That's good practice, you know, getting the heavies and stuff and getting that stuff. So next I need to tell you something. There's just a bit of information that you need to know, and I'm going to give you a couple different bits here. First of all, if you're sitting in neutral with someone and you're worried about if they're going to throw a raw heavy or if they're going to throw a light, and you're just worried, chances are you think they're better than you. That's the thing. Basically, at that point, they're now in your head. They are in your head. They're living in your head rent-free. If you are like, oh my gosh, I don't know what it's going to be, I'm so worried, it's like, all right, now you think that they're him. You think that they're that motherfucker. You think that they're insane at the game. They're not. They suck. Even if they made you seem like a goddamn buffoon, I promise you, you don't know what's intentional, what's reactionary, what's a read. And so just stay calm, stay focused, and still try things. Get them confident with you just doing things to just steal that confidence right out from underneath them, okay? Secondly, dodge attack! For the fucking life of you, dodge attack! Dodge attacks are so strong. And once you guys get to a specific level where you're actually getting good at the game, if not even good at the game, like y'all are hitting diamond, maybe even masters, and you're like, you know, you're not dodge attacking because you think it's just so stupid because it's unsafe, you're an idiot. You're probably getting, like, this is working against you all the time. So how do we put someone on the defensive that's giving us unblockable pressure? Okay, that is like the question. If someone has unblockable pressure, how do we put them on the defensive? Well, we have to give them multiple different things to deal with. So let me give you a few different things to do when you see an unblockable. Is there anyone that we could, like, maybe I could do Keto. This is going to be hard to show with the bot. Y'all might have to imagine shit with me. So the first thing that we can do whenever we see orange is we can just light our opponent out of it. Keto might be a different case scenario. There we go. Alright. Anyway, for most characters in the game, you can just light them out of it. You see that coming in, and you just light them out of it. So this is option one. I need you to keep this in mind. Option one, light your opponent straight out of it. This forces them to make a read. Now this also includes bashes. So if you're fighting characters such as Warden, Centurion, and Warmonger, anyone with a charge bash, you can just straight up light them out of it. So this goes for any unblockable in the game and any charge bash in the game. You can just straight up light them completely the fuck out of it. Their only option then is to bait, feint, and parry your light stuff. This is called light stuffing, just in case you didn't know. If you're expecting a bash, if you see them charge bash, boom, light stuff. If you see them go for an unblockable, like we were talking about with Hito, light stuff. Light stuff. It doesn't matter if your light is in the same direction. Light stuff them. Now, some characters are going to be more difficult than others, but the general consensus is you can just light stuff them. So what else can we do? So option one, light stuff, right? I'm glad we got that. Any character in the game can light stuff. Does not matter. Some characters use zone stuff. So we can even zone stuff right here. Very, very, very easy. Zone stuff. You know that they're going to go for it. They're charging their bash. Zone stuff them, okay? What other options do we have? Because this wins a lot. But if our timing is late, we eat the blow, right? That blows. So for example, our timing's late. Now this particular character actually doesn't really have to worry about that because of dodge recoveries. Let's wait. Dodge recovery, right? We're still safe. Most characters are not going to be safe there. Okay. What other options do we have besides light stuffing? The next is empty dodge. Empty dodge. Empty dodge wins if they're going for a read. So light stuffing wins unless they immediately do the bash, right? Or if they are not actually charging the attack, like the heavy for the unblockable, they're not doing that, it doesn't work, okay? And the thing, like, you can light stuff Orochi, that same shit, right? But that, you don't win there. You actually lose, right? So what wins here? If they feint their unblockable to guard break and you empty dodge, they get that. So let's throw him on empty dodge here. Just gonna empty dodge here. So we do this. We win. Okay? Alright, so once again, we win. Same thing on heavy. If they empty dodge, they lose. Okay? But let's let it fly now. Empty dodge, they win. They can guard break us. We have to do like one of our recoveries here in order to actually be able to continue that, right? But empty dodge beats us if we let it fly, okay? And protects them. They don't have to worry about parrying it, all right? What about dodge attack? What does dodge attack do, all right? Well, dodge attack, so we're going to just dodge attack it, please. Please. Okay, dodge attack is going to beat us if we go to guard break. It's going to be fucking hard to show, but basically, if we go to guard break and he dodge attacks have unguard breakable frames. And so he wins that. That's actually a trade that he wins. So if we go for guard break, he beats us. Okay, so now we have light stuffing, we have neutral dodge, and we have dodge attack. These are all options that we have now. What does this do? Well, you can just randomly input them. So we see them charge, input this randomly. Doesn't fucking matter, we just do it, right? Now, later on, we're making a read here. We're going for the unblockable. We know we've been guard breaking them on empty dodge. So they might go for the dodge attack. Our particular opponent chooses the dodge attack option, and we win. This is how basic reads work in the game. But here's the biggest issue that I would say almost everybody, almost all of you guys that are watching this have. You only use one or two, and maybe two occasionally. Okay? So some of y'all are light stuffers. You fucking love that shit, especially if you have a crushing encounter, right? You're light stuffing out of your dick and balls because you win a lot. And they have to make a read on the crushing encounter and then parry a light or deflect a light. That's a hard read. Very, very plus for you. Very, very safe for you, right? So you're loving that. You don't mix it up. You end up losing because guess what? They fucking read. They get the parry. You keep doing it because you don't know what else to do. Then we have the empty dodgers. I am an empty dodger. I untrained myself to dodge attack like a buffoon. You can empty dodge. Empty dodging is great. Empty dodge forward, they think you're going to bash. You don't bash. Empty dodge forward, they try and react. You wait. Okay? Now, you need to be mixing it up. Okay? Just like you have your offensive mix-ups, you also have your defensive mix-ups where you make calls. Sometimes you empty dodge, and sometimes you go for the dodge attack. If you randomly cycle, or if you intentionally, hopefully, cycle between light stuffing, fast stuffing, dodging, and empty dodging, your opponent will be on the defensive. They cannot get offensive. Because if they want to win this trade, they have to feint. So if I'm playing Hito, she has to feint her bash, expecting you to do this, right? So there are characters that these things particularly work good against. Most gladiators are feinting to guard break. So dodge attack will typically beat most gladiators. Hitokiri typically gets beaten by light stuff. Now, these characters can adjust. It's just their typical general behavior is to do these things. And so you're able to win those situations. If you let it fly, you have, in my case, 30 damage to win, and you have about 12 to 15 damage to lose. If they parry the unblockable and they get their light, they're also in chain. That's rough, right? But we have good chain defense on Roach, and we have good mix as well. Generally, what I do is I essentially remind myself of these things. So I'll come in here, and I'll fight the bot, and I'll just make sure that I have these things in mind. So we're going to throw the level bot on, right? But we don't want to do level bot 1, right? We want to do, what the heck? We want to do level bot 3. I don't know why. Oh, so we're gonna pick Hito, and we're gonna go to level bot 3. That's what we want to fucking fight. So now we're gonna throw her on 3 here, and this is where you are going to practice what you need to do. So I opened to see what she was gonna do. She just guard broke there on the feint. Now bots are gonna be more challenging because they are, you see, sometimes, ladies and gents, you just go for the block. You don't have to fucking parry everything. Somehow we won that. We won that as well. We're going to kick there. Light stuff here. And we light stuff the dodge. And we just should have straight up deflected that. That just sucks. Dodge attack. Thought he was just going to go for it. Right here. Bash again. And he empty dodged. So if we guard broke, we would have won that. Let's see if he keeps that behavior up. Damn. Damn, I tried to light stuff there. He goes for a neutral dodge. That is something that you typically don't want to do, but we did catch him again. Does he empty dodge again? No, but we take him out of a heavy, which is a nice win for us. Now we... Neutral? What does he do? Alright, he does that shit again. We're just going to bash. Nice. So he did a little back dodge there. That was new. We're going to come in right here. And he's going for that again. We could have deflected there. He keeps letting his kick fly. Empty dodge? Ah, damn, I'm not Shinobi. Oh, shit. Shouldn't have done that. That was attempted at deflect, and now we're just getting outpaced, right? Oh, he goes twice? Of course he was going to feint the third one. Makes a lot of sense. We're going to go for that. He doesn't take it. He doesn't react. That is an option I fucking forgot to tell you guys about, so let's talk about that real quick. Not reacting. If there's an unblockable, you can also just simply not react. Not reacting also has its own effects. A lot of people will be like, oh, you're not going to react, so I'm just going to kick you a bunch because you're not going to react. You can't just keep Stone Cold Steve Austin facing them. But the options, we have light stuff, dodge attack, empty dodge, no reaction. These are our options that we have. We also have zone stuff possibly, or dodge forward stuff, things like that. These are the different options that we have whenever we were playing this game. So, basically you're going to want to go into your toughest matchups. So, if you are a Musha main, your toughest matchups are anyone without a dodge attack. So, Shinobi, if they have a dodge bash, that's tough. So, you're going to want to fight level 3 Shinobi until your heart's content. Same thing with Shigoki, same thing with Warden, same thing with this character, this character, this character. You're going to want to basically be practicing that a lot because those are your toughest matchups. Then, after you go into your character-specific tough matchups, you go into your specific tough matchups. So for me, I would immediately go fight Glad Scent. Those are the two characters, Glad Scent BP, maybe even fucking... Honestly, the whole Knight faction is busted. I would go fight those characters particularly. Then I would go to Shaman and Highlander, and I'd fight these characters as well. Then you want to do obscure picks. What are picks that you fucking never, ever, ever have matchups with? Probably Zhang Yu's one of them. Nusha's probably one of them. Tian, you might be one of them. Medjai. You want to then practice, and this is how you're going to make yourself way, way better on that character that you're trying to learn, and in general. So, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, this is the training regimen that will get you guys to GM. I used it to get to GM. I use it to be good in tourneys. I use it to be good in customs. I use it to win my games. I also struggle and I lose. That's why we have a whole section of our training just memorizing, holy shit, we have options. Then you have to go over bad habits. So I always like to have this happen, okay? So typically, like, if you have a friend, that makes everything a billion times easier. But typically, if people dodge this, I always throw that light. I need to be switching it up to heavy. So if she dodges, I need to be throwing a heavy, right? I need to be throwing a heavy. Or I need to just, like, kick, zone. Sometimes you need to just dodge forward in zone. And practicing these things, getting used to these things, is going to be super important for whatever your mistakes are. So shit that you're just noticing. Why the fuck do I keep fucking that up? You need to go in and unfuck yourself. You need to fix whatever your problem is. You need to fix it. Okay? So my problem is I throw right side light every time I miss a bash. And every time I miss a zone, I also throw same side light. Those are my two biggest, easiest reads that you can make against me while I'm playing Roach. So I need to fix those things. I need to strangle those things out of me, get rid of that shit, and I need to move the fuck on. That's what I need to do. And so this is the strategy that I employ to become absolutely fucking incredible with every character I put my mind to. Okay? And you can too. You can do this. Now, I got GM, my first time I ever got GM was as Shaman, okay? This is the regimen I used. This is the gold. If you've been trying to find the golden goose of how to get better at this game, I just gave it to you. I gave you the warm-ups. I gave you what you need to know. I even gave you some free bonus tips and thoughts for you to be able to be successful. Your ability to be successful in this game is the reason why you're unsuccessful is because of your lack of individual ability. Okay? That is it. This is an individual game. Even in team fights, it is your lack of individual ability that's fucking you. Okay? Now, the question that I'm going to get asked probably, or the statement that's going to be screamed at me, is does your character matter? The truth is, abso-fucking-lutely not. Your character does not matter. Every character in the game has their set of tools, strengths, and weaknesses. Every fucking character. Some characters are better than others. I'm not saying that there isn't better and worse characters, but I can tell you what, I don't think Katoon's very good. I think Katoon's actually pretty fucking dog shit. But I'll tell you who, I have a friend that every time he goes on Katoon, he beats my fucking ass with Katoon. Okay? It doesn't matter. The character that you're playing ultimately doesn't matter. I know a Medjay that's GM. GM Medjay. GM duels Medjay. How ridiculous is that? I have a friend that's a Rep 80 Nobu. Absolutely goated teammate. He does fantastic in brawls. It does not matter what character you play. Now, there are characters that I recommend, and if you want my list of the absolute best characters for Brawl or Dom, irrefutable, just fucking crazy list, I got you. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that as a video, but I'm telling you guys, ladies and gentlemen, this training regimen will get you absolutely right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did make it this far, just shoot me comments for what you want me to make. I don't care for the likes or the subs. Just shoot me comments so I know what you want to see from me. Anyway, this is literally all the gold that you could possibly get for this game. If you like this game, this is it. All of it that you need right there. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.